Also standing by the Kavanaughs, Laura Cox Kaplan, who campaigned in support of the judge on Friday with 75 other women going public. She joins us now live. Laura, good to have you with us tonight.
Thanks, Shannon.
Listen, you know the Kavanaughs way better than the rest of us ever will. You're very close to the family. It seemed a little bit towards the end of the interview, he was a bit emotional.
Yes.
And saying that he is going to stand up. And he said in his letter today he owes it to the women like you who've gone to bat for him.
Absolutely.
How are they doing?
You know, they're a very strong family, but this has been an excruciating process. It's very painful. It's a painful thing for your children to have to go through, but they're incredibly strong, and he is dedicated to clearing his name and having an opportunity to testify. I think the conversation that he had with Martha earlier today was really helpful. And having an opportunity to testify, I think, will also be very helpful.
So you know there are those who, when you express any empathy for his family, they will say, what about these accusers? What about these women? Why the sympathy or the empathy for the Kavanaughs and not for the women?
Right. I would, to be clear, I do have great empathy for someone who has been the victim of assault. It's a horrible, horrible thing. In this particular case, I have known Brett Kavanaugh for almost 20 years. He is a good, moral person. He's an upstanding person, a person of incredibly high integrity. He has a spotless record. These allegations do not jive with the person that I know, with the more than 100 women who have signed letters, who have spoken out publicly, who know him personally. It just simply, you can't reconcile these behaviors with the person that we know, with this incredible father and this incredible husband and this incredible friend. Having conversations with you and others, for all of us, this is challenging. People come after us for defending our friend Brett, but he would do the same thing for us. He's that kind of person. I think it speaks very highly of his character.
I want to play something that Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat who's obviously one of those under great pressure when it comes to his vote on this. Here's what he said today about all sides of this.
Whoever or however many, they ought to have a right to speak, and we look forward to that as quickly as possible. And he also has a right to clear his name. He truly does. And that's what I'm hoping we can get to that as quick as we can this week or whatever it takes.
Do you think he's going to get a fair shake? Because we have a number of Democrat senators who already say, I believe her, essentially he's guilty, and they've arrived there without hearing from both of them under oath.
It's unfortunate that folks are sort of moving so quickly to that and not giving both sides an opportunity to be heard. He does deserve the right to be heard. His accuser, I believe, deserves the right to be heard. I am troubled by the lack of due process. Across this process overall, you see anyone can lob an allegation, no matter how outlandish it may be, and without any corroborating evidence, be taken very seriously. I'm troubled by that. I'm troubled by what this means for not only this process where Judge Kavanaugh is concerned, but for the process going forward. You and I were talking earlier, who would subject themselves to a process in which anyone can lob any accusation at any time without any merit or any corroborating evidence? That's very troublesome. As the mother of both a son and a daughter, it's especially troubling. What does this mean for the future, for them? What does it mean for men in the future? It's very serious and very troubling.
Yeah, and you would hope that people across the political spectrum, wherever they are, left, right, and center, would think about this, and that good people would step forward regardless of this kind of process. And maybe we'll learn both sides through all of this. Laura, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.